All right, YouTubers, welcome back. Continuing the series of upgrading and putting the dash cap on my 1968 Datsun Roadster 1600 dashboard. Here it is, clamps off, and all the clothespins and everything. This is the new dash cover. It looks, I think, 1,000 times better than it used to. So it's, like I said, it's 25 feet, 25 miles an hour. It's not a complete perfect restoration of the dashboard, which would be the stretched, vinyl or whatever they used on here. But when you put the little twisties back in on the dashboard, it's not going to look so bad. And again, it's designed to look good from 25 feet away, or when it's going by at 25 miles an hour. At any rate, I think it looks tons better. There's little bits you'll see of the silicone sealant that I used to glue it on with. Some you just can't help getting it on your hands. Have a lot of rags, a lot of things handy when you are doing this, when you're actually gluing it on and pressing it on into place all the way around to get it to seat before you clamp it. Like I said, you can't help getting some of that stuff on your fingers, and some of it may get on the outside. If so, let it dry. It rubs right off of the outside here fairly easily. Any little spots like this where it sticks up, we can cut this off with a razor blade later, or even just scratch it off like that, and it'll clean up pretty easy. Anyway, so that is the dashboard. Next, we're going to get on to remounting some of the instruments here, and once I get the instruments mounted, I'm going to go ahead and start rewiring, which is going to be a lot of fun. I think that the original wiring on this was 18 gauge, if I'm not mistaken. I kind of measured it. I tried counting strands and measuring the thickness of the strands and trying to figure out gauge that way. There's a bunch of stuff online to try to figure that out. Nothing seemed to match. 7 strands of 0.025 or 0.030 inch wire. I couldn't find any charts or anything that matched that to tell me what gauge it was. So there's a lot of different wires in the wiring harness. Some of it I'm pretty sure is 12 gauge for the really fat ones, particularly that go to the amp meter and that carry the higher voltages and higher amps through the dashboard. And then I think the majority of it's 18 gauge. I may go 16 gauge. 16 AWG, I think is what they call it, American wire gauge, just to be certain that there's plenty of current flow, and I don't think that will create too much resistance, and it's not that much thicker than the 18 gauge, so it's not going to make the wire bundles too big or anything like that. Anyway, I'm rambling on. I'm going to stop here. Hope you enjoyed this so far, at least getting the cover on. We've gotten that far. I'm going to get the instruments back in it. I'm going to rewire the back, and then eventually we're going to get it back in the car, and once it's back in the car, we're going to continue working on this restoration and getting my 1968 Datsun Roadster. I want to say one owner. I'm almost saying one owner. My dad bought this brand new in 1968. It's essentially my little brother. I love this car. It's the car I learned to drive on, and I want it to be nice again so that I can enjoy it, and then I can have my kids enjoy it as well, and hopefully we'll keep it in the family. Anyway, until next time, YouTubers, have a good one.